End of May, the series continues. Time to let go of more pairs.
First up, the Air Jordan 1 High Grade School Bread Toe. So this originally dropped February 2018. If you guys remember, this pair did numbers. I will truly say that. Funny enough, I never intended originally to go for this. I knew it was coming out. I just thought I didn't stand a chance on sneakers, but I said, you know what? Let me try. I went for this right before I walked into the gym on a Saturday, and I actually hit on these. And this pair, the Air Jordan 1 High Women's Seafoam. So it's a gorgeous pair. It truly is. I think this is when they were just at the height of pumping out really great women's pairs. So pretty basic color blocking, very similar to a, let's just say Chicago 1 color blocking, but just only seafoam and white. Really great pair, but they're not worn a whole lot, so it was time to let them go. And then the University Blue 1. My goodness, like the amount of videos done on this during that time, if you were on sneaker YouTube and watching, it was a time. It certainly was, but this did numbers just the same as the Hyper Royal, so we got somewhat similar pairs in a short amount of time. I think for Air Jordan 1s, I think this was truly the height of Air Jordan 1s, but I have other options, so this pair was sold recently too, and absolutely no regrets.
Let's just do a full recap. Which pairs did I let go of? You already saw the B-roll for 2 of them. Not sure if I captured a third. So the Air Jordan 1 Bread Toe, it just wasn't being worn when it came down to that, or the Black Toe, or the Chicago. I opted for those more. So sold the Bread Toe 1, which I know that it's coming back out for like a women's specific release. Again, not one for me, as I just let the other one go. The Air Jordan 1 University Blue, do we remember that pair? Yeah, you people lost your minds over it when it dropped, but I have the Hyper Royal, which really does just look like another washed pair of Air Jordan 1s. It does the job for everything else I have, and also, again, I have the Off-White UNC, so gonna make it work with that. I finally let go of the Air Jordan 1 Seafoam. I let that go. I think I wore it like once in the last year, and I just, you know what? Also, here's another thing I've learned, I've accepted. Just as you don't need a reason to buy a pair other than you want the pair and you have the money to pay for it, you also just don't need to justify why you're getting rid of it. You're just getting rid of it. It's not me anymore. Getting rid of it. Like, I could go deeper into a lot of justifications, but I'm just accepting that when some people, I can see them online and they're trying to justify and rationalize to themselves, and I just want to say, collector to collector, you can just say I'm getting rid of it. And it works. So, it's gone. Got rid of that. What else is on this list? The YZY Desert Boot. If you've ever worn the Desert Boot, even going up a whole size, it was still a weird fit. Like, you almost needed to go up a size and a half on those. And again, since they were gifted, I passed that along to my good friend. So hopefully she can fit them. And if not for her, then she can pass them along to somebody else. The Dunk High U of M. I'm sure this may be a shock to people, but I already have the Dunk Low, and if you guys remember way back, I did that whole video series where it's like, how many fits can I create with like 2 pairs and, this many tops and this many bottoms, and it was like for game day edition with my U of M gear. I wear my lows far more than my highs. I still have the Michigan State high. I did a sale lace swap. We'll see how long those last in my collection. They could be on the chopping block at any time. But I went ahead and passed those along to her because her husband is a really big U of M fan, and by indoctrination, we just made her a U of M fan too. So she needs to coordinate with him during game day seasons, So I made sure to do my part as a friend. So that went to her. My niece received my 350 V2 bone because I never threw it on. Also, is it just me? Has anyone else noticed this? When you go back to put on pairs that you haven't worn in a really, really long time, they certainly fit tighter, like tighter than you remember them fitting. Because I've tried on the 350 V2 Zebra, and that was just a half size up at a 6.5. That feels like the stitching is a little bit tighter on the top of my foot. Just go ahead and comment below if you're experiencing the same thing with pairs you haven't worn in a while. But my niece has those now. And then in my New Balance collection video, which hopefully you guys got a chance to check that out, I said there would be a pair that I'm probably going to sell that I purchased just because I opt for another gray pair more than that one. That's actually sitting behind me. So the 990 V4, remember the gray day pair that also has navy in it? I did a very dark sell lace swap on that one too. I reach for the 990 V5 far more than I do that one. So I think it's just time to go ahead and sell that. It is a made in USA pair. So yeah, I paid the high. I paid the $200 for it, and I'm probably going to sell it for like half of that. So somebody's going to get a really great deal on a $9.90 made in USA pair. So that pair will be gone. And then the fresh foam Trail V3, I actually gave that to my friend this Memorial Day weekend because I put that on with just regular crew socks that I wear. And it was such a tight fit. Like, it fit way tighter than I felt like it had in the past. So I'm just past the point of trying to hold on to pairs that don't feel well immediately when I put them on foot. Like, it being a little bit bigger, great. It feeling restrictive and like my toes can't move around, no, I'm past that. I'm past that point now. So all of those pairs are essentially gone, or I'm going to sell. And then there's clothing behind me too. Do you remember, if you've been around for a while, do you remember the time where like people got upset about my Supreme shirt because I would wear it with different Yeezy pairs? Do we remember? What a time. Do we remember that time? Okay. Anyway, that Supreme shirt probably going to be something I let go of because I haven't reached for it in I don't know how long. And then I've just been trying on just different items, like how do I feel in them because my style has shifted some. And the Fear of God mainline items. Yeah, so I've never paid the full retail price for them, thank God. But I have some items that just don't fit me the same anymore. So the sweatpants, if you guys remember, I believe they're like 7th collection, the navy blue ones. Yeah, those fit tighter than like I would want them to fit now. And no, I did not pay the $6.98 or whatever the ungodly price was for those. I paid like $1.98 when they had like a deep discount on Essence. And no, I will never do that again because I'm just not paying any of those prices again. But I'm probably going to let those go. I went through a whole fall and winter and I didn't wear them. They look great. Like, I did a whole video, if you guys remember, on how to style the Dunk Low, like the gentleman's... I can't remember the full name of it, but the gentleman's Dunk Low, they look great. I wore them with like the tan peacoat. Yeah, I didn't end up wearing them like this past fall or winter. So they'll be sold. And then the 7th collection, the black track shorts, the track shorts, really nice lining on the interior, really nice lining on the pockets, but they're an extra small and those just aren't fitting that great either. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of those. And then the Fear of God buttercream sweats. Those were the last things I still had from the buttercream collection that I purchased when it initially dropped in like 2021. So those will be sold. The coral crew neck is back here somewhere. I think the last time I wore it was like with the Stewie 3 pair that I had, which coral is a gorgeous color. I wear my coral bucket hat all the time when my hair is straight. I can't really do it right now. But that has like the felt. Do you guys remember like the felt type printing on the front? It was never my favorite. And this is another lesson learned. If there is an element, I've said this with shoes, if there's an element about something that you really don't care for, leave it. Just leave it, because at some point it will start to actually be part of the reason you don't wear an item. So I'm going to end up selling that for the low. My Poshmark is thankfully working correctly again. Not a fun factor story. I went through a whole debacle with my Poshmark where I woke up one night, it was like 4 a.m. Someone had pretty much like hacked my account. They had liked a ton of different things that I would never in my life want to buy. And then they were like requesting bundles and deals and just, I don't do that. I don't ask sellers like what's the lowest you will go. I don't, because there's an offer button for a reason on these platforms. So use the offer button, okay? So I had to wait for like 2 weeks for Poshmark to take care of that. And now it's working correctly. I'm able to easily sell things again. So I am going to be posting things on my Poshmark to just get rid of them. When I'm filming this, it's actually Memorial Day, so I've come to no longer say like happy Memorial Day. This isn't really a happy moment. It's a day of remembrance for those who are no longer with us who served. So I will say I hope that it is a meaningful Memorial Day if you've lost a loved one, family, or friend in any way as the ultimate sacrifice and service for this country. I spent it cleaning. I spent Memorial Day morning cleaning. Like it's 12 o'clock now. I'm finally going to make it to the gym, but I spent Memorial Day just cleaning, like clothing, sneakers. You guys have already seen the rundown of pairs that I've gotten rid of for May of 2025. And I have another 7 pairs pulled that are probably going to be like in the June video. So just continue to, stay locked in. I really do appreciate you guys tuning in to any and all videos. And listen, the clean out, it feels like I take 3 steps forward and then sometimes 2 steps back, only because I may get pairs in from friends collabs or even like like actual performance pairs, like an Evo SL. I'll have a video up on that soon. But yeah, I'll take some steps forward. I feel like I take some steps back, but the point is continue to make progress. And the fact that I don't buy as much as I used to, that in itself was great change behavior. And so now it's like just me continuously getting things out of my closet. I also was able to get all of my New Balance boxes and pairs in my closet. So that was my weekend win when it came to sneakers. Hopefully you received a win on the Air Jordan 4 White Cement 2025. If that was a pair you were going after, please be sure to check out the video prior to this one, because I do, I discuss the prices going up and, how consumers are going to react to that. But then also, you guys know there are previous videos on the A1, so check those out. And I, again, have a video coming up soon on the Adidas Evo SL. I know that is really a pair that's still in discussion today as one of the most comfortable pairs. So we'll see my thoughts on those. As always, act your age, not your shoe size. Peace.